Welcome back, everyone, to Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast, where we, well, tell you more.
Yeah.
And today, we are going to be taking a deep dive into something we all see up in the sky all the time. The moon.
The moon, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, there's tons of mysteries about it still.
Yeah.
We've obviously been staring up at it for our entire existence as a species, and yet, still so much we don't know.
Absolutely.
But to get started, let's talk about the origins of it. How did this thing even get here?
Oh, it's a great story.
Yeah, I love it.
So, the prevailing theory is the giant impact hypothesis.
Okay.
And that basically says that early Earth,
Okay, so Earth's still forming. It's still a molten world.
yeah, still really hot,
Okay.
and it gets whacked.
It gets whack.
Yeah, by a Mars-sized object.
Whoa, okay, hold on. A Mars-sized object.
Yeah, we call it Theia,
Okay.
and this collision,
So, like, just to be clear,
yeah,
this is like early solar system.
Yeah.
So things are still kind of bumping into each other and coalescing.
it's a mess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Earth's getting hit by all kinds of stuff.
But this one,
But this was a big one.
this is a big one. Yeah, it would have been,
I must have been amazing to see.
I mean, if you could have been a safe distance away, yeah, it would have been unimaginable amounts of energy.
So, like, just a big flash in the sky?
Yeah, you'd see it from another galaxy.
Wow, that's insane.
And it would have just reshaped Earth. Like, the surface would have turned into this.
Oh, so, like, not just a crater.
No, it's like the whole surface is molten rock again.
Wow. Okay.
And so this is how the moon is born.
Okay, but so wait, how does that turn into the moon?
So all of this material,
Ah.
it gets ejected into space.
Okay, like debris, rock.
Yeah, a ring of debris.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It forms around Earth, and over time, gravity does its thing.
Okay.
Starts to pull it together.
And it slowly becomes the moon.
Yeah, it coalesces and forms the moon we know and love today.
That's an incredible story.
It's pretty epic.
It is a pretty epic origin story.
Yeah.
So, does that explain why the moon is so different from Earth?
Yeah, actually. Like the density, for example.
Oh, yeah, the moon is way less dense than Earth.
Right, and that's because all that material that formed the moon,
Yeah.
it came from Earth's outer layers.
Which are less dense.
Yeah, not the core.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Earth cream.
Earth cream, I love it.
Yeah.
But what blows my mind even more is recent research suggests that there might be parts of Theia
Yeah.
still inside of Earth.
Yeah. Like deep down in the mantle.
Whoa, okay. How did they figure that out?
They've been studying seismic waves, how they travel through the Earth,
Yeah.
and they've noticed these anomalies, like
Okay.
these big, dense masses way down there.
And they think those are parts of Theia.
It's one explanation. Yeah.
So we could be walking around on top of pieces of another planet.
Pretty wild, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And who knows what else is down there?
Yeah, what else is hiding?
Yeah, right.
So the story doesn't end there.
No, not at all. The moon and Earth have this, like, special bond,
Okay,
this gravitational dance, constantly influencing each other
I see, yeah.
through tidal forces.
Oh, tidal forces, okay.
Yeah, like what causes the ocean tides here?
Right, the moon pulling on the water, high tide, low tide.
Yeah, classic example. But those forces actually do a lot more than just move water around.
Really? Like what?
Well, they affect the moon's shape.
The moon's shape.
Yeah, it gets stretched a little bit, towards Earth.
Really? Wow.
And get this, they even help create Earth's magnetic field.
Whoa, hold on. The magnetic field? The thing that protects us from solar radiation.
That's the one.
The moon is helping with that.
Yeah, it's all connected. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's incredible. So the moon's not just pretty to look at, it's essential.
Right. It's part of what makes Earth habitable. It's part of this amazing system.
A system that's constantly changing too, right?
Right, yeah. Think about it. The moon is actually moving away from us.
What? The moon's moving away?
Yeah, slowly but surely. It's called tidal acceleration.
Okay.
It's moving about 3.8 centimeters a year.
3.8 centimeters. Is that a lot?
It's about the same rate your fingernails grow.
Really? Wow. So is it going to, like, disappear one day?
Well, not for billions of years.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Yeah, these things take time.
Right. But it's still pretty mind-blowing to think about the moon drifting away.
Yeah, this dance is constantly evolving,
Yeah. Well, before we move on to some of the other moon mysteries, I want to remind our listeners to subscribe to this show.
Yeah.
Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast so you don't miss any of our deep dives. We've got tons of fascinating topics coming up.
Lots of good stuff.
Okay, so let's talk about the surface of the moon.
Okay.
It's pretty beat up, right? Like covered in craters.
Oh, yeah, it's been through a lot. Billions of years of impacts. You see craters of all sizes up there.
I mean, some of those craters we can even see from Earth, right?
Yeah. Like those dark patches?
But dark patches, what are those?
Those are the Lunar Maria.
Lunar Maria, okay.
It's Latin for seas.
Oh, okay. But they're not actually seas, right?
No, not water. They're actually plains of cooled lava.
Lava, like from volcanoes.
Yeah. Volcanoes on the moon billions of years ago.
Really? I always thought the moon was, like, cold and dead.
Yeah, a lot of people think that, but early on it was a very active place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lots of volcanoes, but we still don't know everything about them.
Like what?
Like, why are the Maria mostly on the near side of the moon?
Wait, so there's no, like, lunar seas on the far side?
Very few. The far side is mostly highlands, older and more cratered.
That's
I don't
weird.
know.
Any theories?
Well, one idea is the near side crust is thinner, maybe because of more impacts early on.
Oh, okay.
So the lava could reach the surface easier.
And form those Maria.
Exactly.
So maybe those early impacts, the same ones that may have formed the moon,
Yeah.
they also influenced its volcanic activity later on.
It's possible. It's all connected.
It is pretty amazing.
It is.
Okay, speaking of amazing, what about those bright swirls we see on the moon?
Oh, yeah, the lunar swirls. They're pretty enigmatic, aren't they?
They are. What are they? Some kind of dried up lava flow alien art?
Uh-huh. Well, we're not entirely sure.
Okay.
But the leading theory is they're areas shielded from the solar wind.
The solar wind, the stuff that's constantly hitting the moon.
Yeah. It darkens the surface over time.
Uh-huh.
But these swirls have stronger magnetic fields, it seems.
Oh, so they're like little magnetic bubbles protecting those spots.
It's like that, yeah. Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, pretty neat.
But here's something that really surprised scientists.
Okay, what's that?
Water on the moon.
Wait, water? But I thought the moon was bone dry.
That's what we thought for a long time. But we found water ice.
Water ice. Wow. Where?
In those permanently shadowed craters near the poles.
Oh, the ones that never see sunlight?
Yeah.
Like deep freezers, those craters?
That's crazy. Actual ice on the moon. Could we, use that someday?
That's the idea. For drinking water, oxygen, maybe even rocket fuel.
Wow. This is amazing. I feel like we're just scratching the surface of what we know about the moon.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a lot more to learn.
Yeah,
It's a really exciting time for lunar exploration.
for sure. It's pretty amazing to think about all these discoveries about the moon, but how did we even get to this point?
Well, it's been a really long journey figuring out the moon. It
Yeah.
starts with just, looking up,
Right, our ancestors?
way before telescopes or anything.
Yeah.
They were tracking the moon's phases,
Mm-hmm.
the eclipses, how it moved across the sky.
And they made calendars based on it, right?
Exactly. So we've been fascinated by it for a really, really long time.
It is pretty captivating.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But then the telescope comes along
Yeah,
and everything changes.
big time.
1609,
Uh-huh.
Galileo.
The man, the myth, the legend.
He points his telescope at the moon
Uh-huh.
and he sees craters,
Craters. Oh, wow.
mountains,
Yeah.
plains.
So not just a smooth ball in the sky.
Nope, not at all. It was a huge moment.
It must have been mind-blowing to see that for the first time.
Oh, yeah, it changed everything. And then, of course, better and better telescopes came along.
Yeah.
And we started to map the moon, figure out its features. But the real game changer was the space age.
Oh, of course. Setting spacecraft.
Exactly. Late 1950s, both the Soviet Union and the U.S., they're launching all these probes,
Yeah.
flying by, orbiting, even crashing into the moon
Wow.
to get data back. And then the Apollo missions.
Apollo, the pinnacle of human exploration. It's still hard to believe we did that.
Yeah, landing on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
It was a remarkable feat. But Apollo was more than just planting a flag,
Right. They did experiments.
Yes.
They brought back samples.
Exactly. It revolutionized what we knew about the moon.
It's easy to forget about the science with all the excitement.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
samples.
We're still studying them. They tell us about its composition, its history.
Really?
Yeah. They even teach us about the whole solar system.
Wow, that's incredible. It's amazing how much information they got from those missions.
It is. And we're not done exploring the moon.
Oh, right. What's next?
The Artemis program. NASA wants to put people back on the moon.
Oh, I've heard of Artemis.
Yeah, but not just for short visits.
No.
They want to build a base camp.
A base camp.
Yeah.
Like a permanent presence.
Yeah, a stepping stone to Mars.
Wow, it's like science fiction becoming reality.
It is. And there's also a lot of interest in lunar resources.
Oh, like that water ice.
Exactly. It could be used for so much. Drinking water, oxygen, even rocket fuel.
It makes sense launching from the moon would be so much easier.
Yeah, way less gravity.
Yeah.
So much more efficient.
So the moon could help us get to the rest of the solar system.
Exactly. It could be a launching pad.
Wow.
And then there's the potential for astronomy on the moon.
Astronomy
Well,
from the moon.
yeah, think about it. No atmosphere to distort telescopes,
Right.
and the far side is shielded from all that noise from Earth.
So it's like a perfect natural observatory.
It is. We could see so much more from there.
It's incredible. It sounds like a golden age of lunar exploration is just beginning.
It really does.
It's all so exciting,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always wondered,
Yeah.
what would it have been like to see the giant impact that created the moon?
Oh, it's a question that's fascinated everyone.
Yeah.
It would have been incredible. Imagine two molten worlds.
Earth and Thea.
Yeah. Hurtling towards each other.
That's hard to even imagine those sizes.
It would have been like millions of nuclear weapons going off at once.
Really?
Yeah, just this flash of light,
Wow.
visible across the galaxy, rock, molten material,
Yeah.
blasted into space.
It would have been apocalyptic.
Earth would have been totally reshaped.
So the moon is born from this incredibly violent event.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right? It shows how powerful the cosmos can be.
Yeah, and how beautiful, too. The moon is, I mean, it's so striking in the sky.
It is, and it's a reminder of the constant change and evolution of the universe.
Yeah, even though it seems so still and permanent.
Right. And it's a testament to all the forces that shaped our planet and our solar system. It makes
Yeah.
you think, about how much the moon really affects life here on Earth.
Yeah, it's so easy to take it for granted, I guess.
Yeah, just up there doing its thing.
Yeah, but what if it wasn't? Like, what would Earth be like without the moon?
That's a good question.
Would there even be life here?
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but scientists have thought about it a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
We talk about the tides.
Yeah, the moon's gravity controls them.
Right, but it does even more than that. It stabilizes Earth's axial tilt.
Axial tilt.
Yeah, that's the tilt that gives us the seasons,
Right.
summer, winter, all that.
Yeah.
So without the moon,
Yeah.
that tilt would be all over the place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it would wobble unpredictably.
So, like, seasons wouldn't be regular.
No, they'd be extreme and changing all the time.
Oh, wow.
Imagine, like, the poles suddenly tilting towards the sun,
Oh, my gosh.
massive melting, oceans rising,
Yeah, that's scary.
or the tropics freezing over, who knows?
Yeah, that would make things pretty hard for life.
Yeah, it would be chaos. It's amazing to think
Yeah.
that the moon helps keep things stable enough for us to be here.
Yeah, we really do owe it to the moon.
Yeah, it's kind of poetic, The silent guardian shaping our planet.
For billions of years.
Yeah, making it a place for life to thrive.
And, I mean, beyond all that science,
Mm-hmm.
the moon has always inspired us, like in our culture and art.
Right. All the stories, the myths, the music.
Yeah, it's a universal symbol, isn't it?
It is. Mystery, romance, this vastness.
Yeah, it connects us to something bigger
Absolutely.
in ourselves.
Yeah, to the universe, to cosmic history.
Yeah, and that sense of wonder, that's what makes us want to explore, right?
Totally. That's why we build telescopes. That's why we send spacecraft.
That's why we went to the moon.
Yeah, it's all driven by that curiosity, that desire to understand.
The moon is like this mirror, in a way,
Oh, I like that.
reflecting our own curiosity,
Yeah.
our need to figure out the universe.
And our place in it all.
Exactly. And as we keep exploring,
Mm-hmm.
who knows what else we'll learn, what secrets are still out there.
Yeah, that's what's so exciting about science.
Yeah.
There's always more to discover.
Every answer just leads to more questions.
Yeah, it never ends. That's the beauty of it.
It's been amazing diving into the moon with you today.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, on Tell Me More Stories Told Us podcast.
Yeah, we love having you.
We hope you enjoyed exploring the moon with us.
It really is a fascinating place, our celestial neighbor.
So, next time you look up at the moon,
Mm-hmm.
remember all the amazing things we talked about.
Yeah, it's a wild history, those hidden craters.
Yeah, all the possibilities for the future.
And keep that sense of wonder alive.
Yeah, keep looking up.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Into the amazing world of science.
Yeah.